One of the most fascinating recent breakthroughs in generative AI is something known as the diffusion model. This class of machine learning models has quickly become a favorite for tasks like image generation and data synthesis, used by systems such as Stable Diffusion and DALL-E 2. What sets diffusion models apart is how they approach the idea of creation, not by directly constructing an image or a sound, but by learning how to reverse randomness itself. Imagine starting with a photograph and slowly adding noise to it, like grainy static, until the image becomes pure, indistinguishable chaos. This process of degrading the image is known as the forward diffusion process. It breaks the data down step by step, layer by layer, until nothing recognizable remains. Now imagine trying to reverse that. Starting with a cloud of meaningless static, could you recover something meaningful, say, a perfectly detailed image of a dog or a landscape or even a surreal composition from a text prompt? That's what the reverse process in a diffusion model is trained to do. After being shown countless examples of how real data gradually turns to noise, the model learns how to walk that path in reverse. It becomes a master at denoising, able to take pure randomness and carve meaning from it, one step at a time. At its core, a diffusion model is built around this two-phase loop, adding noise during training and learning how to remove it during generation. Each transition is incremental, forming a kind of probabilistic journey through time. Technically, this is often modeled as a Markov chain, where each step depends only on the previous one. The model doesn't just memorize images. It learns the underlying structure of what makes a cat look like a cat, or how sky blends into clouds, or how text might visually become an image. One of the best parts? The results are stunningly high quality. Compared to older methods like GANs, generative adversarial networks, diffusion models tend to produce much more photorealistic results and are less prone to instability or issues like mode collapse, where a model generates the same kind of output repeatedly. They're also incredibly flexible, working not just for images but for audio, text, and other types of data. Of course, no technology is without trade-offs. The computational cost of diffusion models is significant. Because the reverse process happens in hundreds or even thousands of small steps, generating just one image can take much longer than in other systems. For real-time applications, this is still a bottleneck, but the quality often makes it worth the wait. In practical terms, diffusion models are already powering real-world applications. In text-to-image generation, they take a written description and transform it into a detailed visual interpretation. In data augmentation, they're used to synthesize new examples for training machine learning models, especially in fields like healthcare or finance where labeled data is scarce. In audio synthesis, models like WaveNet apply diffusion principles to generate realistic, human-like speech or even music. To summarize, diffusion models are like sculptors of chaos. They start with noise, literally, and gradually, step by step, learn how to turn it into something meaningful. Whether it's an image, a sound, or another form of data, they've become the go-to architecture for many state-of-the-art generative AI tasks, thanks to their quality, versatility, and conceptual elegance.